Hello everybody and welcome. I'm going to be talking to you about Malphite in the jungle today. This is tank Malphite and not AP Malphite, so don't be disappointed when I'm just talking about tanky stuff. So in your masteries, you're going to want to take 18 cunning, 12 resolve, and in the cunning running it down the movement speed, runic affinity, merciless, dangerous game, intelligence, and Thunderlord's Decree. Thunderlord's Decree is very critical. It's going to give you loads and loads of damage, plus it's AoE, so whenever you ult in and fuck everybody up, they're all going to be taking lots of damage. Grasp the Undying is a decent choice since you're going to have a lot of health, but I really don't recommend it because it's not AoE, so it's whatever. Down your Resolve tree, you're going to take Unyielding. It's very nice since you're going to be building a lot of armor anyways. Explore, Runic Armor, which works off your passive, and then Insight for the cooldown, mainly on your flash, but you also get it for your Smite, which is very nice. Alright, so for your runes, it's going to be the same thing that you run for most of your tank junglers, excluding like Amumu and Sejuani. You're gonna be running attack speed quints, flat attack speed quints, flat attack speed reds, scaling armor yellows, and scaling magic resist blues. The point, so that's what you're gonna take for your runes, but I'm gonna explain it real quick. The point for you running scaling on your armors and your magic resist on your blues is it's gonna give you 3 times as much armor at level 18 than taking flats, twice as much armor at level 12 than taking flats, and the same amount of armor as flats at level 6. And as Malphite, you're not going to be doing ganking until you're level 6 anyway, so when you gank at level 6, you're going to have just as much armor as if you took the flats anyway, so it makes a lot of sense taking the scaling yellows and the scaling blues. For the item sets, I think it's pretty sweet. You're going to start out with Refillable Potion and Hunter's Machete for the faster clears, essentially. I don't suggest you starting out with the Hunter's Talisman because you don't really need the mana that much anyways in your first 3 levels. And the Warding Totem, on your first back, you're going to pick up your Hunter's Potion and work towards your Stalker's Blade. You could go for I like to go for the Stalker's Blade, but you can go for Tracker's Knife. I prefer Stalker's Blade because it gives you that extra gank potential, escape, and chase down. And then in the mid game, most of the time, if you're going to be picking Malphite, don't pick him into an enemy team that's mostly AP because that's just really retarded. So assume you're picking him into a team that's mostly AD. You're going to pick up Ninja Tabi. But if you're picking him into a team that has lots of mixed damage, then Boots and Mobility are your best option. This is your core right here, really. Ninja Tabi, Cinderhulk, Stalker, the Stalker with the upgrade to Cinderhulk, and then the Oracle Alteration. Then, after you have this is where the fun shit starts. So make sure you get this when you're level 9, because there's no point in getting the Sweeper, because it sucks. You want to make sure you skip straight to Oracle Alteration. This is where the fun shit starts. You have to decide what's going to be best. If you're really far ahead, and if you just want your ult to be up faster, you're going to rush Frozen Heart for the cooldown reduction, especially try to do it if they're mostly AD, like I said. If you're, for some reason, wanting to be faster because you're having trouble chasing people down, which is kind of weird, or if you just want extra damage and health, Dead Man's Plate is the one for you. Randuin's Omen's very nice because you ult in, hit them all, then you slow them. I usually suggest Frozen Heart though for the cooldown reduction, and then later on, after a few items, Thornmail's ridiculous because they'll take 25% on their auto attacks, basic attacks, so their auto attacks reflect damage back at them, 25% of your bonus armor, plus 15% of incoming damage. So they're going to be taking loads of damage since Malphite. You're going to be building so much armor on him, plus you're getting extra armor from your W. Not to mention, they're not going to be doing much damage to you since you already have so much armor, so they're going to just be blowing themselves up on you. And then for the optional stuff, so as you can see, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This should really be your core against an AD team with 1 AP. But if they have some AP on their team, especially if it's AoE like a Ziggs or a Zerath, get Locket. It's going to be strong. Spirit of the Vistage is a little bit more greedy. I don't suggest getting that. But Locket's pretty good for a team. And then some Malphite players like to go Iceborne Gauntlet. I don't really understand why, but it works for them. So you pretty much understand what to build on him in the jungle. It's pretty much just tanky shit. And then I only included this because some of you would probably complain. If you want to just go for kills and shit, this is the AP Jungle Malphite. I'm not even going to really talk about it. This is just what you're going to want to get. Alright, let's go into some gameplay. Alright, so starting off in the jungle, make sure you always start your bot lane side. Like you see here, I started bot lane, got a leash out my Gromp, and before I started my blue buff, I actually waited for my passive to come up, which is typically what you want to do. Unfortunately, Lee Sin is going to come get me at my buff. So it's important to note, Malphite's early levels are tough, so make sure you always start with your bot lane, and make sure you ward so that way you'll know if the enemy jungler is going to come get you because Malphite tends to be pretty low health in his first few levels. I suggest starting your E, then get your W, then your Q, then maxing your E, then W, then your Q. It's also important to note, Malphite, don't try to gank until you're level 6, because if you're not level 6, you can't really gank anyways unless it is a gimme. And once you are level 6, try not to gank lanes like an Echo lane, because if you try to gank him, he'll just ult and you won't even be able to do anything to him. Once you are level 6 though, you can do lots of cool things, like for example, counter gank. It is a 3v4, I ult, we turn it around, Gnar comes in, so it turns into a 4v4. We only lose one person and we pick up 4 kills, so it's quite easy. I just wait to ult till they're kind of bunched up. Very simple with Malphite. Like I said before, avoid ganking before you have your ult or while your ult's on cooldown, but if the enemies are pushed really far like you see here, it is a bit of a gimme. I just walked up, started smacking him, hitting with my E, popped my W. And also, don't underestimate your damage with your Thunderlords. Like here, Jax overextends, blows his E, I ult in, hit both of them with my ult, hit Jax with my E, activate my W, hit with my Q, we pick up an easy kill. Yasuo way overestimates his damage, we pick up 2 free kills. It's important to note, I didn't ult Jax while his E was up, I ulted him after he had already E'd, so that way I could get maximum damage off since he couldn't block my or Lulu's auto attacks. Ulting people whenever they're by themselves, especially in the later game to pick up a free kill, is a good option, like what you saw there. You just ult in, while they're in the air you E them, and then right as they're coming down and they're not CC'd, then you want to Q them because then it will slow them, so that way you're getting off the maximum amount of crowd control on them as possible. Late game, using your flash over your ultimate to get away is a good choice, because like you saw there, I used my flash to get away because I knew I was probably going to go back in, counter engage, so I just ult in, E, activate my W, and mess them up. So we picked up a few easy kills there. Like, I am ganking here, so it seems like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm ganking here, my ult isn't up, but with your Q, you can still get off some pretty good ganks, and we end up making that turned out pretty good. It was a 1-for-2 trade, which isn't too bad, because Kalista snowballs pretty freaking hard. She's a hyper carry. I see Jax is bot lane, and you got to keep tabs on your ult. Whenever your ult's up, you're going to want to gank because it's so OP. I see Jax is there, and I can tell that he's really thirsty, and he's going to want to jump Kalista. He does. I come in, I ult. As he's coming down, I Q and E him to slow him, and my E will slow his auto attacks, so he won't be able to hurt Kalista. So while he's in the air, I'm just auto attacking with my W on for maximum damage, and then as he's coming down, I just mess him up. Once you are level 6, it's a good idea to tell your mid laner to come gank with you, because with you and your mid laner combined, you can just ult in, and like what you saw there, we destroyed them. I come in again with my ult up. I start out just by walking up, auto attacking, and then when Draven and Thresh group up for me to ult, I ult in, kill Draven, and when I ulted in, I ult, E, and right before I E, I made sure my W's on so I do extra damage, and I auto attacked and Q'd. So that's also important to note. But as you saw, when I went in there, I didn't even ult first to get in there. I just walked up because I'm a tanky motherfucker. I got my Cinderhulk. Walk up, auto attack, and then once opportunity presented itself, then I ulted. I suggest staying away from ulting top lane because it's pretty much a waste of your time most of the time. But if your top laner is really bitching and nagging at you, sometimes you just gotta go. I prefer ganking bot lane because you can usually get a double kill rather than 1 kill. Also, you can pick up a dragon. But ganking top lane is a viable choice since you have so much CC. And don't underestimate your damage. Even if you don't have your ultimate, if the enemies come to you and try to fight you like this, just show them what's up. You're just going to activate your W for the extra armor and damage. You're going to E them, auto attack, Q, and just keep auto attacking them. That's all there is to it. Like you see here, I'm just fighting. I'm auto attacking. My ult comes up. I still haven't used my ult. I wait till they're together, and then I ult. See, I was fighting without even using my ultimate. I waited until they were grouped up like that, and then we end up getting a pretty free triple kill. Here I see a ward. I wanted to break it. The enemies start to engage on us. No, Garen uses his silence first. Right as Garen's silence is ending, I ult in. Ryze didn't get to cast a single spell there because with Garen's silence and then me using my ult after the silence was over, we picked up some free kills. So then here I just flash over the wall. We get 2 kills. We're going to pick up Ezreal and then convert that into a dragon. So don't jump the gun on your ult. Don't use it too early or too late. You want to use it smart. So if you can pick up a free kill before a fight and you know you can do it, that's a good choice. But also, typically the best is when your teammates are with you and you ult to get the majority of them. Malphite's a pretty basic champion. I think he's a lot of fun. He has a lot of potential. He's basically like Warwick, but way better since his ultimate Important to remember, don't gank much till you're level 6. Once you are level 6, go get off your ganks with your ultimate. It's quite easy. Max your E, W, Q, taking them in that same order, getting your E, W, Q. Of course, taking your ultimate whenever you can. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I wish you the best of luck.